All right, welcome back, everyone. This could be a fairly short one today, short and straight to the point, as I've already tried quite a few of these pairs today. But yeah, as always, without further ado, let's get straight into it. So we have gold, which has actually swept this extreme liquidity I had previously charted up. It has just front ran the supply POI above, as you can see here. Um, this one is a bit of a interesting one because what we can do is look at our DL tool. We're well within our DL range. Even here as well, well within our DL range. Um, Distance-wise, we can see tap 1 to tap 2 is just about 2 days and 20 hours, and then tap 2 to tap 3 is about 14 hours. So it's like, technically speaking, it's valid. The only thing I don't like about it is, the fact that we have actually front ran this supply POI, and that it just does look like market structure. It's not really a ranging environment. You can quite evidently see we are just in an uptrend, and expectational order flow is this, and maybe up here we get some form of rejection. But for now, I'm not really looking to trade this as as it's not a nice looking ranging environment. This is not a ranging environment right here. So I will be removing this. I could look at this for the time being. But then even this, it's like it's valid, but it's just not that ranging of an environment. Meaning I'd be very skeptical to trade this. In terms of other POIs, which one may use, I'm kind of already seeing an extreme liquidity POI there, which is somewhere in here. There'll probably be some valid market structure soon. That's an inside bar, so I will not count that, but it will most definitely be structure on the lower time frame that's fine. That is fine. As an extreme liquidity POI, but I still need more of a return to zone here. I'm not really seeing a return to zone at the moment. Demand here has been mitigated, that's fine. We do have demand here. And even in volume, I'm not too much of a fan. You can see here, this demand is kind of just backed by our volume area low, so it does show some significance to it. Meaning that when price does reach this area, we want to be a little cautious, especially if we have previously shorted into this demand POI. Yeah, like as of now, I'm not really liking anything here. I'm just gonna let this play out, but yeah, I definitely would need much more of a return to zone. Yeah, and then Asia highs and lows are not yet taken, so I will put a, you know what, I'll put the Asia high alert. Yeah, that is it for gold. And then also to remember, the one good thing about this whole distribution is, technically speaking, you know what, I stand corrected. I was going to say we can expect lower, but personally I would like higher first because I would like some of this supply to get mitigated before moving back down and sweeping this extreme liquidity. And to look at the overall time frame, I would like to see something like this. Tap 1, Wyckoff low, tap 2. Come into here, maybe even complete this schematic. Move back up slowly, create a third tap, and then flush down into this extreme liquidity. So something like this would be really, really nice from a gold perspective, and definitely something we can monitor. So yeah, I will monitor this tiny range first, or this lower time frame range, but we have to be aware that we are actually in a higher time frame distribution range, or middle time frame distribution range, which can then mitigate this supply and trickle down into our higher time frame accumulation range. So there's a lot of ways you can like play off these range formations. Silver, we're forming some form of range in here. Yeah, I'll be leaving that there. Not sure what that was. Oil. Yeah, with oil, I initially charted up a PO3 schematic, which you could have seen yesterday, which never, it kind of did happen, but it was it would have been very, very hard to trade this. Technically, it was just a 2 tap up here with a break structure around here. But I have got my targets in case should we get a retest. Euro USD. Not seeing much in here for now. yeah, I'm just really waiting for price to reach these POIs. Will we distribute? Maybe. Not a valid range yet, just an FYI. Not a valid range yet. GBP, USD, fairly similar. I'm just really waiting for price to reach some more POIs, and you can see we actually front ran this extreme liquidity and we never really got to it. So yeah, it's not a valid distribution schematic, but it is very much moving towards that range low. AUD, USD. I missed out on this one. Very, very nice move, but at the worst time frame. Oh, not necessarily worst time frame, but like at a time where you least expected it. Like beautiful range, beautiful more than 2 accumulation schematic. We got a tap 1, Wyckoff high, tap 2. There was some very low time frame extreme liquidity here, which got swept to AT, and you can see here it actually all got put in during Asia. So Asia actually swept, took out our extreme liquidity, and during Asia as well, we actually hit range high and what would have been your TP. So yeah, I kind of just left this here just for me to showcase it to you guys on camera. These schematics really do work. You just have to be on the charts at the right time and be able to confidently pull the trigger. But yeah, like you see these absolutely everywhere. Normally I like taking these during London, but as you can see, it's a clean entry just presented itself in Asia. So you can even have a look at this. Like, this is just so clean. This is beautiful. Yeah, USD CAD. Yeah, in terms of this, nothing else really to be seen. Just waiting for a touch into some form of POI. USD. You know, before I continue, this is now a blood range. Oh yeah, I did have this range, which looks like it will. I'm no longer interested in taking this just because it was lower time frame and it was just inside of this range, but it does. Just inside this high time frame range, but it does look like this is potentially building up for a distribution schematic. So we will see what happens here. Nothing more that I need to do. Just gonna let this play out. GBP JPY. We are in a somewhat of a shorting environment, but I'm expecting this low to get taken. We have left some supply above us, however, which we can always look for mitigations. Mitigations right here. So we will keep an eye out for a retest up here. We really are flying through this, eh? Yeah, nothing else. GBP NZD. I did have this accumulation, which we did have a distribution form inside, so kind of anything can happen here. Contextually speaking, this was that one where we are expecting a finish, but we have ran through our most optimal reversal level, indicating that price might want to go higher first, hence why this was a somewhat of a pro-accumulative environment, but for now we're not really seeing that. So I'm kind of just going to wait and see what happens here. We are looking to move towards this supply zone, but for now, yeah, I am just going to have my alert set and see what happens. Euro GBP sort of similar. I had this PO3 schematic chart up, which was technically valid. PO3 schematics can be 2-tab models. They just can't, and it's happened here, and it looks like it will continue moving down. So I will leave this as is. I'll be interested to see what happens upon mitigation of this demand level, but for now, yeah, only time will tell. Alerts are set. Euro NZD. We have made out first deviation, which we like to see. Contextually speaking, we can definitely expect lower. We can see somewhat of a topping formation there. So yeah, I can expect lower here, and I'll be interested to see what we... Ooh, I hate when I do that. I absolutely hate when I do that. What have I done? Hopefully that doesn't... There, bang. Perfect. Euro NZD is over, yes. Yeah, so I will just be looking for POIs here to use. It doesn't look like we have... we might have that. This is our extreme liquidity POI, which honestly I'm kind of hoping doesn't get tapped yet, or doesn't get swept yet, just because it is way too close to this tap 2 for us. So I would like to see some more ranging price action in here before we move up and sweep this extreme liquidity high. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. We have taken out our Asia high. Asia low is just chilling here for now. And yeah, I would like to see much more of a return to zone. So I'm not really seeing it now. But at the same time, there's no real demand from thus far. Yeah, no demand. So yeah, we'll monitor that. USD, CHF. I kind of just still wanted to bounce off either this demand or the supply above us. I'm not going to be looking at anything in this no man's land, so that can stay as is. This one's interesting. It's valid, it is. However, we have distributed here, so that is something to be very aware of, and also we are in pretty much all-time high. Yeah, we are in all-time high, so I'm not really going to looking for a long in here. I do have this charted just to see how price reacts, but it's not. I'm not placing that much importance to it. I'm kind of expecting this to get ran through, so we will see what happens there. The only way I will enter here is if we get a low time frame accumulation model where I can de-risk at take profit. That is the only reason that would make me want to enter. And funnily enough, as I'm talking about that, I kind of see something here, sort of. But at the same time, it hasn't grabbed anything. Like, Alright, it's grabbed some form of extreme liquidity. That's it. You can have this as your little, yeah, it's just not clean though. It is just not clean. Yeah, it's already made 4 taps, and then you're just like, you know, at what point do you draw a line? It's going to make a 5th tap, it's going to make a 6th tap, and you just keep trying to learn. It's not clean. It is not clean. USD JPY. Yeah, these POIs are still set. I'm still expecting a mitigation before I can look for shorts. Return to zone is really nice. I really, really like it. So, yeah, and then I think we have some form of extreme liquidity if it hasn't been swept already. No, it has not. And just be aware that price can just sweep this extreme liquidity and never come back to this supply. Oh, not never, but not come back to this supply POI for now and complete the distribution, because we are a deviation above our tap line, and this is a very, very valid entry to take. We just need one of the 2 requirements given everything else aligns, such as, you know, return to zone, and even look at volume area. Volume area is great. Like, this is really, really nice. Really nice. So yeah, definitely look for a some form of distribution. Yeah. AUD CAD. These POIs got front ran. Range is about to complete itself. I'm not too interested at the moment. Not at all. Yeah. NZD CAD. Obviously remember that one, which we played out quite nicely. I did look at this earlier, as in this being your tap 1, tap 2, and 3. It's just too far apart, and what I mean by it's too far apart, tap 2 and 3 is a lot further apart than tap 1 and 2. You can see here tap 1 and 2, 30 hours, 30 minutes, and we look at tap 2 and 3. 15 hours, 30 minutes, or 15 hours. You can kind of put a argument for it. But at the same time, I wouldn't try long just off this. The only thing that would make me want to do anything in here is if you get some local pullback into some form of a PLI, which at the moment it's kind of only this. But yeah, it's just not a nice, it's just not a clean schematic regardless. So I'm not too fond of it at the moment. AUD, CHF. We had a fantastic entry here, which I missed. Beautiful, beautiful entry. This is probably as good of a schematic as you'll ever get. A Model 2 with a local TCT within TCT at this 3rd tap POI. Right here. Creating demand in the process, breaking 1 minute structure, breaking the next market structure high, which was on the 15 minutes, creating demand on it. Like, this is just vintage, absolutely vintage. And I missed out all these entries. It's also in fact completed itself, the local schematic. So that was, if you entered, this is your perfect time to de-risk upon completion of your range. And yeah, I've just had a few re-entry POI set, but I most likely not have an opportunity to enter these, and I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna chase this this entry, but that was some good that was, yeah, schematics to a T. And here, not really interested in anything either. So yeah, I did say quick and easy one today. Thank you all for listening, viewing, watching. I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.